Alabama fans, here to eat crow. Final score in Columbia, Missouri yesterday, Bama 27, Missouri 24. Now, infamously, I picked that score to be flipped, Missouri to win by a field goal and walk it off. Have a magical day in Como, and Eli Drinkwitz delivers a Fire Flames on-field post-game interview, and that wasn't how it went. Alabama, if I'm Kalen DeBoer, I'm not wearing anything ever, not even on game day, like anything ever besides a black hoodie the rest of my life. We'll unpack all that, though. We'll unpack the Missouri side of this here in a matter of moments. Before we do that, though, if you're a Bama fan or you're a Missouri fan, make sure you're subscribed. If you're a college football sicko and you love this sport year-round, guess what? You're just like us. Make sure you're locked in. The best way to be locked in is by being subscribed. So we are nothing if not accountable on this show. Picked Missouri. Second time in 3 weeks picking against Alabama. Picked them to lose to Georgia. Picked them to lose this game. Contrary to what the internet would say, I have not picked against Bama 3 times in a row, but it is what it is. So here's the deal. When we're wrong, we eat crow. We were wrong. So for the second time, courtesy of the Crimson Tide and Ty Simpson & Co., we are eating crow, and doesn't taste good. Does not taste good. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good to be wrong. Ball up top. Ty Simpson's a cyborg. Let me just say that. I'm watching that game. My big question going into it was like, hey, listen, I think Missouri's going to win up front. In Missouri, when you check the box score, kind of did win up front. Like, got to Ty Simpson 4 times, ran the ball, again, in the box score semi-effectively. But it was the way the game flowed where Alabama was able to just time and again meet the moment, meet what we call the competitive plays. Like, 4th and 8 after a 3rd and 24 to get pressure and to drop a freaking dime in the bucket to Lotzier Brooks. Just the sheer gumption to make that throw. The accurate, all the conviction. Ty Simpson, that throw in itself, you could bottle up and put it out there for the world and say, this is Ty Simpson. Because that's who he is, man. Like, there were so many times where I was watching Missouri continue to apply pressure and play with aggression on defense with how they tried to get after their passing game. And, like, again, they were semi-effective in doing that. 4 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss. But as I was watching that, as someone who picked Missouri, I'm sitting there saying, stop bringing pressure against Ty Simpson. He's going to see it, and Alabama is too good at the wide receiver position to not have somebody make a play downfield when you do bring it. And I had the same exact feeling now a couple of years ago when I picked Oregon to beat Washington in the Pac-12 title game. Dan Lanning, Tosh Lapoy just kept bringing pressure against Michael Penix Jr., just changing the picture, bringing people from depth, and I was like, stop blitzing Michael Penix. He sees someone downfield. Now, I don't think Ty Simpson is Michael Penix Jr., different players, different receiving cores, but that common thread is there. When you heat him up, he seems to play better football. I mean, when he makes plays off platform and kind of gets a little bit of rhythm into the game, he plays better football. He's kind of not a rhythm shooter per se, but when he gets into that rhythm and he has a little bit of those off-script creative plays and he starts to have the basket open up for him downfield, like, he's borderline impossible to stop, in my opinion. I was really impressed, too, by the shots that Alabama took in the mouth and bounced back. Like, that was kind of a question for me was, hey, we haven't really seen them press too much emotionally since that Florida State game. Now, they responded in a great way against Georgia. They responded in a great way against Vanderbilt, but truly flustered. There was a moment in that broadcast where you go down to the sideline shot, and it's Ty Simpson. I believe he's talking to his OC, and or his former OC, I should say, in Nick Sheridan. And they're having a conversation. Like, Ty Simpson just seems a little bit over whatever they're talking about. Like, tries to turn away a couple of times from his coach, and his coach kind of grabbed his shoulder pads and and it wasn't like this big attitude moment, but you could definitely tell there was a point where Alabama was a little bit flustered. And that was where I said, okay, we're about to find out a lot about the Alabama character. About to find out a lot about what they have under the hood. What we saw from them was respond in a big way and go find a way to win a close football game on the road in a tricky spot. More on the spot here in a second, but the defense responded in a massive way as well. They also got pressed a little bit here, where the fumble from Ty Simpson, and then Missouri ties it up, and like it feels like momentum is very much so favoring Missouri in that home crowd. Missouri, 1 of 10 on 3rd down. Competitive plays, favoring Alabama. Interception to seal the game. Missouri's got it teed up, a drive to go score and tie it or score and have a chance to win that game, I suppose. Interception, competitive plays, put the game on ice. Didn't fall asleep at the wheel on that 4th down fake punt. I understand that's a special teams thing, but the same concept applies. The competitive plays, the scrappy competitive plays, belonged to Alabama. And it wasn't a thing where Alabama won in the box score relative to what Missouri did running the football. They still had a fair amount of success. But it was a thing to where Alabama was good enough in the key moments, the timely moments, that allowed them to win this football game, which, quite frankly, that's kind of what you have to go make a run in the college football playoff, especially in the SEC, but in the postseason as well, to go string together a series of 3 or 4 wins and play for a national championship. You got to have some of that scrappiness to you, which I think Alabama does defensively, and they definitely do offensively. I was really impressed overall by the competitive character of this team, because my question coming in, a big reason why I picked Missouri, was all the external factors. Emotional win over Georgia, then emotional win over Vanderbilt. And you go on the road, 11 a.m. local, against a mobile quarterback and a team and a program and a head coach under Eli Drinkwitz who has been building to a game like this. Physical rushing attack and Ahmad Hardy, a mobile quarterback in Bo Prabula, all those things didn't matter. Alabama won in the margins. They won with character, and they met the moment. Last thing I'll say here, going back to Ty Simpson, I don't think he gets enough credit for like his creativity and what he does when the play breaks down. We mentioned it a little bit, but like the reason why that's so important, when your quarterback can play out of the structure of a play, it gives those weapons more time to eat. And those weapons at Alabama are ridiculous. Like, this is maybe just a me thing watching the broadcast, but we get into like that 3rd, 4th quarter and Alabama's having, enough success offensively. I didn't really notice that Ryan Williams wasn't a factor in this game. And again, maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm just watching different parts of this game. I didn't realize the number 2 hadn't really made his presence felt, but I'm watching Latsier Brooks ball. I'm watching Isaiah Horton make a touchdown catch. I'm watching the tight end get in there with Quave. I'm watching a lot of these pieces for Alabama contribute, and then it didn't really dawn on me, number 2 hasn't really had a presence in this game at all. And that's not me knocking Ryan Williams. That's more so just a testament to how deep they are in that wide receiver room, that you can play at that caliber offensively and do what you did if you're Ty Simpson throwing the football downfield and not really, for me at least, have that, why isn't he getting the football kind of feel. So the creativity, the depth at receiver, it's a matter of time before someone gets open. So super impressed with Bama. Again, we're eating crow. I'll have one more bite of this thing just to satisfy the good folks in Tuscaloosa. We're wrong about your Tide yet again, and doesn't feel good, doesn't taste good, but that's what it is. All right, now I want to unpack the Missouri side of this. If you're Missouri, you're kicking yourself this morning because you put yourself in position to take the shot. And what I mean by that is Missouri had the ball. Choking on crow. We're back. Missouri had the ball. Getting choked talking about it. Had the ball with the game, ready to drive, and go win the football game, or at least tie up the football game. Like, if you're Missouri, that's all you could ask for with the home team at your back, man. That's all you could ask for. Missouri, defensively, violent. 7 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks. They outrushed Alabama. There was all those things that if you're Missouri going into the game, what you would have wanted to have on your side from a statistical standpoint, they had. They didn't hit the shot. Didn't hit the shot. And a lot of people today will say, well, should you have run that fake punt? Should you have onside kicked so early in the 4th quarter? So early. There's some discussion to be had. You have 3 timeouts. Should you onside kick in that position? My take on this is always, people love to do the whole, hindsight's 2020 take and be the armchair quarterback the Sunday after a aggressive call doesn't work. Like, if the onside kick hits and Missouri wins, we're saying Eli Drinkwitz, way to play aggressive, way to go for the throat with that team at your place in a game like this you've built to. You know what I'm saying? On 4th down, you run the fake punt, it doesn't hit. Why'd he go for it backed up? What is it like? You trust your players to make plays. You have the fake punt in the playbook for a reason, for a game like this, for a spot like that. It doesn't hit. At least you didn't go home with those bullets in the chamber, is my take on this thing. I have no problem with Missouri being aggressive. The box score is a little bit tricky to break down if you're, someone who didn't watch the game, because you look at that and say Ahmad Hardy only had 12 carries. Like, what's up with that? Why are we not feeding Ahmad Hardy more? And I hear that. I don't think that is a incorrect take, but it's tough when you don't have the football for 38 minutes of the game. And again, going back to having it teed up to take the shot, you push Alabama to 3rd and 24. Okay, they get a play to make it 4th and 8. Okay, but still, you got them 4th and 8. You got a chance to take the shot, chance to kind of swing things back your direction and really charge forward in this game. And then they have that throw to Latzir Brooks and Ty Simpson's doing cyborg kind of stuff. It goes that way sometimes. I don't really feel all that less good about Missouri coming out of this game. And I know it's going to sound like I'm dealing hopium and I'm trying to be pro Mizzou because I picked them. Like, legitimately, I think that as they evolve throughout the rest of the season, as they progress from a loss like this, I still think that the way they play will travel. I still think Bo Pabula can get you any given Saturday. I still think Ahmad Hardy is the best back in the country. I think that front seven is the real deal. The bottom line is, going back to competitive plays, going back to the high character plays, Alabama didn't flinch where Missouri did. That 4th and 8 and that final drive from Missouri offensively, it is what it is, man. You put yourself in position to take those shots, and when you don't hit them, you end up losing to good football teams. That's what Alabama is. So Alabama, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Kalen DeBoer, 12-2 in the black hoodie. That thing is not coming off my body. It's not being washed. I'm sleeping in it. I'm going to dinner with it. I'm going to weddings in it. I'm wearing the black hoodie at all times because I win when I wear the black hoodie. Missouri, it is what it is. You loaded the bases, didn't hit the home runs, but you flew out, and I think there's still a lot in front of that football team. Would not be shocked in the slightest if they ended up finding themselves in the college football playoff with that roster, that style of ball, and that schedule. But Alabama fans, Missouri fans, let me know your thoughts on this one. As always, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We'll keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.